We back. Hey, y'all already know what time it is. Hey, man. Salute to everybody pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 show with myself here on the NFL. Obviously, my guy, the Severe Raider. We are going live on both our channels. If it's your first time joining us, definitely subscribe to both. If you only subscribe to one channel, definitely subscribe to both channels. Hit clock in is like as we like to say it, man. Salute to the night crew, everybody pulling up. We appreciate everybody coming through. Hey, the conversation continues, man. It's another 50-50 show, another off-season show, man. Raider Ray in the building starts it off right. He says, salute, fair NFL Severe, man. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. Assassin, man. It's hey, man, it's the what do we call it? The silent intros. The silent intros. We're working on the intro behind the scenes, so you guys gonna see a new intro soon. So make sure to tune in. Franklin in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. TK was good, man. He says, salute, fellas. Got me listening from work because it's always can't miss energy every time from y'all. Love it, man. Appreciate you watching. Get that money, man. We appreciate you watching from work. Uh X Code, is it Code Av? I'm gonna say Code Av, man. I'm Code Av. Is it Cool Dave? Oh man, I said Code Av. Oh man, that's crazy. Ooh, I don't know how I got that right there, man. Cool day, man. All right, man. Appreciate you coming through. Spoon was good. Snowman, Raider Nation for life, man. Appreciate you pulling up. DK in the building was good. Was good. Uh, Slayer, he says, oh man, dude is disgusting. All right, we gonna have to. Oh man, what happened to our mods? Come on, mods. Come on, mods. I'm gonna have to. Woo. Damn. Damn. Oh man. That's hey, late night sometimes brings out the crazies come out. You know, it is what it is, man. 831 in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Bren, what's up, man? What's going on? Isaiah, what's good, man? We appreciate you pulling up. The night crew is in the building. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the conversation, the off season continues, man. And right now, I think everybody's kind of all their focus right now is kind of focused on the draft. We all kind of know who the number one pick is, or do we? So, national media, aka ESPN, Dan Orlovsky, kind of started a conversation of, oh well, Mendoza is not QB1. He thinks Ty Simpson is the guy based off what he's seen on film. We'll have that conversation. There's other people who are co-signing it. Then there's other people who are like, slow down. We'll get into that conversation. And Raiders did hire another coach. It's kind of crazy. We thought that was done and over with, but and at first we thought a QB coach wasn't going to be a position that they really were going to bring in on board because obviously with Kubiak's background, his offensive background, and then obviously his OC was a former QB coach. So we thought that maybe that it was going to be like a joint kind of situation as far as coaching that position, but they brought in a new coach, QB coach, man, Mike Sullivan, whole lot of experience. I know a lot of people point to him coaching Eli Manning, so Pro Bowls and All Pros and all that good stuff, So he has a whole lot of experience. So I like that. I like when assistant coaches, not head coaches, when assistant coaches with a lot of experience come. I like head coaches with experience. I'm just saying that like we've seen there's a track record of bringing in guys well into their 60s, 70s as assistant coaches and have success. Uh, Look no further to Steel Curtain, Steelers, Dick LeBeau, all those years. Rob Marinelli, position coach, he can coach the D-line, had a lot of success. Max Crosby pretty much credits him to his early, success and development as a player. So having experience with around in the coaching staff is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I think that's good that they're bringing in some experience from for especially developing a QB. It's a very important position that you want to make sure you have the right coaches. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, man, Severe, man, what's going on, bro? How you been? No. Yeah. 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 Okay. Hold on one second. They're saying can't hear you. Can't hear Severe. Hold on. How about now, Severe? Say something real quick.
Check, check. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear Severe? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Can you hear Severe?
So is it still out?
Is it still out? Audio is out. Dang. That's wild.
Yeah, see, yes, I knew when intro was playing. Usually I hear the intro and they don't hear it. And this time I didn't hear it, so I was like, something's up.
Something is up. All right. Severe.
Check.
Oh, it's good now. Ah, damn. I just made it. Hold on, but I just made
Probably made it worse.
now I just made it worse. Hold up. Hey, hey, Severe say something real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Can hear him now. He's good now. All right, cool.
No, for sure, for sure.
Cool. Cause I just made some crazy adjustment. And then oh, he's muted again. So yeah, I knew it. See, y'all late. Man, come on, man. We need some fast typers up in here. Cause on my end, I can hear Severe. It's more to do with let's see.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I think you should be good now. I think you should be good now.
I'm solid.
I think you should be good now. Cause all right, right away. All right, appreciate you.
For sure, for sure.
But no, we do got some trolls. All right, we got some trolls in the building, so we got to get not Raider Ray he be joking around, but we trust him. Aldi T, man, salute to you, man. I just haven't seen you a lot, so you might be I don't know, you might be trolling. Are we good? All right, appreciate you. All right, appreciate you. All right, here we go. Yeah, I agree, bro. Not having that second first round pick, it kind of like makes the draft a little bit less exciting. Cause I remember I told you that week. I was like, man, around the shield, we about to do mock draft. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cause now, cause you start thinking about the possibilities. You already know what's gonna happen with the number one pick. We all know what's gonna happen with the number one pick.
Exactly.
I think.
Exactly.
Come on, like we all know what's gonna happen with the number one pick. The Raiders are gonna draft the QB. Like I'd be shocked, but it is. I don't want to jinx it or anything like that. But it is. The Raiders do they do surprise you. Like I don't remember a year where the Raiders don't surprise. Like there's always something they do where I'm like, huh? I didn't see that coming. Like hiring Pete Carroll, I didn't see that coming. Drafting a running back 6, I didn't see that coming. Drafting a tight end at 13, I didn't see that coming. Even though as good as a player as they are, it's like, some could argue positional value. We already drafted that position. This guy is an older coach. And I can go on and on. You know what I mean? There's more. I'm just talking about recent history, right? The Raiders always do something that always surprises. I guess we can check it off because the Raiders traded for 2 first-round picks, and I guess that was,
Yeah.
the surprising thing that happened during the offseason is the fact that like the Raiders got screwed. And
Yeah.
they didn't get their 2 first-round picks when they traded Max Crosby, and now they got Max, which is not a bad consolation prize. I'm just saying, man, that number 14 pick would have been nice. It would have been nice.
Man,
And
nice. Hey, and not only this year, but you think that next year we walk into an incredibly deep draft with
yeah,
2 first-round picks next year. That's man, it's still reeling from that. But as I was saying before, man, I it's a foregone conclusion what we're going to do. So it's the draft is just not as fun. Like it's not as fun right now. Like we're gonna talk about 2 through 7 now instead of just talking about what we're gonna do at number 1 because
yeah,
so now we're going to be talking about what we're gonna do to build around them, or we're going to focus on defense, or get them some weapons. Or, that's going to be the talk now rather than the actual pick itself.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the second round. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that we get one of the top players to drop. I think it's going to be It's going to be a situation where I think the Raiders are going to be one of the candidates to trade up if someone drops in the first round, whether that's late into the first or early into the second, especially if it's a position of need and like let's say if it's one of the wide receivers that they like, oh man, this could be their starting X. Boom. We got him. Whether that's Denzel Boston, whoever, you know what I mean? There's always going to be a surprise in the first round. There's always a surprise in the first round. There's always going to be guys like, oh, damn, like we didn't expect them to drop, medicals, Jordan Tyson. People are talking. I'm not saying Jordan Tyson is going to drop that far, but, they're talking about his medicals a lot. And right now, I think he's going to be, he's visiting a few. Now I think that he's healthy enough where he's going to be working out and visiting teams. So I don't know how much they'll be able to do when they visit teams, by the way. I don't know if they can run and do any athletic testing.
Technically, no, they can't. So that's against the rules.
Yeah.
30 visits, you're not supposed to do like. Technically, you're not. But teams may violate that, but technically, you're not supposed to do that on the 30 visit.
See, Jordan Tyson would have been a nice little. Hey, we could actually realistically be like, oh, like he drops to number 14. That's a real, like, that's the way that we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? As time goes on, like we'll find out what that real draft board looks like, and we'll be doing some of these mocks, and we'll look at every type of scenario. But the way people are talking about Jordan Tyson, they feel like he's going to drop somewhere in the top 10. Man, you know what I don't want to happen? I just seen something. I do not want the Chiefs to draft Jordan Tyson. That's what I don't want to happen. Imagine that. Like you give two because now they have legit 1-2 combination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like at wide receiver for the Chiefs, because that's been a question mark the last few years, especially when Tyreek Hill. They got legit weapons, and I think the people downplayed it because the Chiefs won otherwise, but I don't think Mahomes has been Mahomes, like that dominant Mahomes that we've seen early on after Tyreek. Like when Tyreek left, it was like more of a struggle. Like he still was doing Mahomes like things. Don't get it wrong, but like I'm just saying, like when you have a guy like Tyreek Hill, a number one receiver, you give Joe Montana Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? You give you give Brady Gronk or Randy Moss, like
Randy, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different ball game. Like they're tough to beat. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to that second round. I'm just seeing. I wonder what's gonna happen. Either they're gonna trade up to get their guy, or are they gonna wait for that for a BPA? I know a lot of people. There's some people that are like, I don't want to trade up. I don't want to give up a fourth round pick, which I would think that's what it would take. You know what I mean? If they're moving up like maybe 2 spots, 1 spot, maybe into the first. In the first, you think it's going to take a couple of picks plus the second round?
Depends on where we're moving up or who's on the board. Because if it's a good enough player, like if it's a Denzel Boston, you can see like it's going to cost you a little bit to move up, because I'm sure other teams, they see him falling, they're going to pick up the phone and say, like we're trying to move up. What do you want? So then at that point, teams have to move fast. So they're going to take the best offer because you don't got a lot of time to negotiate because you only get, I forget however many minutes in the first round, but you only got a finite amount of time to kind of make those decisions. So, you probably taking multiple phone calls at the same time, fielding offers. And if the Raiders don't have the best offer coming out, so they might have to do a situation where they just overpay a little bit initially just to get it locked in,
Mm-hmm.
and that way they can get the trade initiated before the time runs out, and they can kind of hop on the clock themselves. But like I said, it's going to depend on what other teams are offering.
Yeah, no, facts. We'll see. But that's the one thing I'll say I'll look forward to is like, who are they going to get in a second? Because they have to get like an impact player.
Yeah,
They have to get an impact player. Like we can't just mess around. Like we're picking early in the second. I know the Raiders are not picking number one. Guess what? If they would have lost that last game, they would have been picking number one in the second. That's how disgusting that field was. That a game-winning field goal by Carlson.
Yeah. That's why we got his ass about it.
Oh man, Pete Carroll, like he had the last laugh. Like, oh, you guys are I'm gonna make it. You guys suffer a little bit. Yeah, you get the number one pick. But
man, yeah,
it is.
That makes it easier too because then you kind of control the start of day two. And if it's like a guy like, let's say Ty Simpson falls,
Mm-hmm.
you may have a team like the Cardinals. If they didn't already trade it back into the first round to get him, if he's sitting there at pick 33, they might say, okay, we want to move up for Ty Simpson. Like, what do you guys want? And that could be an opportunity to move back just a few spots and do the opposite and pick up a few draft picks, and then still have a pretty good player left on the board for you. So now a lot of the action is going to be taking place in front of us. Like last year, Carson Schwarzenegger, Jaden Higgins, those are two. Well, Jaden Higgins for sure, the Raiders supposedly had interest in, and he got drafted in front of us. So we didn't have an opportunity to draft him. Then we moved back a few times. We settled for Jack Besh.
Do you think that? Because I brought up Jordan Tyson. Do you think that he'll have a Will Johnson type fall? Do you think
I don't know.
You think his medicals are that serious?
I don't know because I know it's a hamstring, so I don't even think he's going to be able to work out. I think he was going to do the pro day. He can't even do the pro day, so he's not going to be able to work out for teams. I don't believe so unless he holds like a private workout sometime before the NFL draft. So teams are going to go into it with having not seen him work out, with him being oft injured. And if you would have asked me last year, like I didn't think there was any way in the world that Will Johnson would make it out of the first round, and he did. And I think that's the only serious injury I think he had in his entire career. So, like, you look at that and you say, it only took one time. And Jordan Tyson's been a guy that's been injured pretty often. Like, does that scare teams away? Because talent for talent, I think Will Johnson is the better player. But it's just is it the severity of the injury? Because obviously Will Johnson had a knee. I think Jordan Tyson's had a few things right now. I think he's dealing with a hamstring. So, like, is that enough to scare teams off? I don't know.
I'm trying to think because who are the guys that, all right, there's been a few guys that like the last few years where they were projected to go into the first that dropped into the second. I know people are not high on Will Levis, but the whole draft process and offseason, mock drafts, everybody had Will Levis going in the first round.
He showed up to the draft.
Got drafted in the second round. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just saying, like, this happens a lot often. Two Stock, man, appreciate the super chat. What would make Severe happy? I like that we know we're getting a good QB and there's a big chance a talented player at positions we need will drop. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's what I'm focusing on. I'm like, hey, like, who can we get? Because two scenarios to me are like the way the Raiders attacked the offseason via free agency and upgrading talent on defense. And then I know we traded away Max and then now we got him back. Now you combine that talent that with Max Crosby, the blue chip player like that we were supposed to get first round pick for. But now we have him. He's still on a team around with all. So the front seven is going to be improved. How can the Raiders go about improving this team? Do they double up and add the best defender on the board, or do you get a wide receiver or offensive lineman in the second?
Ask what will make me happy. So I mean, there's two things that I think is wrong with this statement. Is first one is that the first thing. No, it's no shots if I got two stocks, but it's like two things I think are wrong with the statement. The first thing that's wrong is we don't know we're getting a good QB. We don't know we're getting a good QB. We think we're getting a good QB. We assume we're getting a good QB. We don't know if he's good or not. We don't know if anybody in this draft class is good. We just make the assumption based off, what we've seen and what people are saying, and the reports and obviously the traits, and we think we're getting a good QB. We don't know anything yet. And the second part is that this is a pretty weak draft class for the most part. So how much talent drops, that remains to be seen. There are certain positions that are kind of deep. Ironically, edge is pretty deep, but we got Max Crosby now, so we don't need an edge. Defensive tackle is there's a few guys there. We do need one of those, but we mainly need a nose tackle because we have guys that are going to be able to play 5 tech, which is usually like 3 techs in the 4-3. So, and we got a few of those guys on the roster. So like, how early do we draft one of those guys? The wide receiver position, there are some guys there that could potentially drop, but I think the guys that we're most interested in, for the most part, are looking like first round picks. And then some of the other guys, maybe you don't even draft in the second round at all. So I think there's like a big question about what we do there in the second round. Like, what will make me happy ideally is if we're able to swindle some team into trading up, we get multiple first round picks out of it. We get a first round pick, somewhere in the top 10 this year, and we get a first round pick that we think could potentially turn into a top 10 pick next year. And that way we have 2 likely top 10 picks next year, and we can control the front end of that draft, which is supposed to be, an extremely deep draft.
Yeah, I can't even think about that just because I know it's not gonna happen.
It's never happening. It's not in a million years.
Look, it's funny. It's funny. We had these conversations during the season, and I literally said like, hey, look, this is not gonna be the greatest quarterback class. This is not the can't miss, but that being said, the Raiders need to get a quarterback. That's what they're going to do. But then, with all the holes that we have on the roster, trading down, if someone gives us a king's ransom, I wouldn't be mad at it. But that was early on in the process. Obviously, Mendoza had that magical playoff run. He just kept checking every box, kept beating teams in front of him that were like, you would think going in. The other team, like Ohio State, was the favorite. You know what I mean? Like
that was the one, yeah. That was the one right there that did it.
Oregon, Alabama, Miami, he just kept showing up in those big games. So it's like, you know what? Hey, look, I think the Raiders, they don't have a quarterback on the roster. They're gonna have to address it, and I think it's gonna happen with the first. It's like number 1 pick. I'm not gonna overthink it. And I don't think the Raiders are. And I think that, I said early on, too, I was like, you know what? With Tom Brady in the building, you could see him drafting Mendoza.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? We could see. And it was funny, too, because I was checking out, what's the pod with, I think it's Steve Smith's podcast.
Oh, I forget what it's called. I know
with Palmer, and he had someone as a guest. He had Chase Daniel as a guest, and Chase Daniel was basically saying the same thing that we've talked about is hey, look, a big part of the reason why Mendoza is going to get drafted is Brady loves this type of quarterback, and a part of the process of and I think Palmer was talking about it too. He was like. Brady's looking for his a quarterback that plays like him. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm not saying Mendoza plays like Brady. It's just he's looking for certain traits,
Yeah,
specific traits.
stylistically, he's
Yeah.
more of a pocket guy, not really gonna do a whole bunch of running, but can do it if necessary. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like who's perceived to be kind of more cerebral type of guy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like, and that's why and that's why kind of circle back to what we were talking about. That's why these other draft picks are so important because it's going to be very extremely important, especially early on, that we surround Mendoza with talent and the type of talent that fits his game as well as fits Kubiak's offense is going to help him get off to at least a solid start early on. I don't expect him to come out like gangbusters and break rookie records or anything like that. I think that'll be asking too much of him. But you want him to have a year one that where he can build confidence. You don't want to come in NFL and to be a David Carr situation or a Will Levis situation or where guys are just getting destroyed right out the gate and that can like we talk about Mendoza being tough, but like how tough can you be? Like at some point, if you're taking that kind of beating and you're not having success, like that can weigh on you. So especially when you got 50,000 fans yelling at you every week. So I think it's this draft is going to be very important. What we do after the first pick, obviously.
Yeah. No, facts. Two stock again with the super chat. He says, I still think we should take Mendoza even with the unknown. If it doesn't work, we pick again next year. That's what needs to be done. I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna give up after. I mean, the way the NFL is moving, they're moving fast on some of these quarterbacks. But I don't think they're gonna give up after 1 year. They're gonna give that quarterback time, especially because the GM and the coach are gonna be attached to him. So they're gonna try everything possible to make sure they're successful until it's a JJ McCarthy situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're being real.
Or like, is it really just like the only time I can think of it happening like after 1 year outside of Jamarcus, which was but we even hit that wasn't even after 1 year. We gave him like a little bit next year was Josh Rosen. Like the Cardinals drafted Josh Rosen. I want to say the very next year they drafted Kyler Murray, but like the team and the regime isn't going to give up on Mendoza early because Mendoza, he's the kind of guy he's going to do the right things. He's going to put in the work. He's going to study. He's going to know the plays. He's going to do all of that stuff. So like when a young player is still exhibiting that type of behavior, like you don't give up on him. You can't give up on him early. Like just like we said, we got to give Spytek at least 3 years. We got to give Mendoza at least 2 and some change. And we won't even make another QB selection until after that 3rd year if we draft him number 1 overall, which is 99.9999% what's going to likely happen. So, like, and even then, like a number 1 overall pick, that is the most valuable asset that a franchise has most of the time, right? It's more valuable than cap space. It's more valuable. The only thing more valuable than that is a franchise left tackle, a franchise quarterback, and a franchise, defensive player. Like it's got to be a franchise pass rusher or a franchise corner. Like those are the only things more valuable because you generally use those picks to get one of those guys. And the fact that you can potentially have one of those guys or get one of those guys and they be on a cheap rookie deal relative to what the salary cap is, like that's what makes that so valuable. Like the unknown and the possibility is worth so much more than an actual player. Once we draft Fernando Mendoza, the value of that pick goes down immediately.
Well, it depends because we haven't. Nah, I'm not sure. Because the only reason, like you can feel the way how you feel about Mendoza, but let's just say speak in general. If it was any quarterback, right? Yeah. There has to be other teams that value Mendoza as well. So let's say the Jets, who you want them to value Mendoza, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think there's still value in Mendoza because I think general consensus will tell you that he's the number 1 guy on everybody's board.
Yeah. Well, look, like if you're trading up to number 1, the only reason you're trading there is for Fernando Mendoza.
Right. Right. So that's so I still think that if you draft Mendoza, there's still value. It's just that we haven't seen like a team draft a quarterback number one and then just trade him to know for a fact that that's the value for the quarterback. But we all know, like what it goes, we all know, like if
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
Andrew Luck
You know
was
what? That's true.
if
That's
Andrew
true.
Luck was going to be traded, or if Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
at the time, or whatever, Caleb Williams, fill in the blank quarterback, if they were traded instead of the team just drafting them and just letting them play with that team, then they would have probably went for like multiple picks if they
Yeah,
traded them.
and that's true because in this draft, there's literally no other player that will go number one overall. Like the only way the value would decrease is if there was another player that could have gone number one.
Right.
But in this class, yeah, you're right. There's no other player that's going to like. This class is pretty weak overall. Like on the top end talent, is there some depth in other places? But in terms of top end talent, it's pretty weak. So the only player that's gonna go number one, like there's no friend, like you sometimes you be like, oh, okay, you can take this franchise left tackle or take this franchise DN, but there's not one of those in this class. So there's no competition for Mendoza at one right now.
Right. Or like let's say that draft where Caleb Williams went number one. Let's say if Bo Nix went number one instead.
Yeah.
And like that number one, like that would be worthless. No team would be trading for a number one pick in Bo Nix unless like it was be on a discount based on the value where they felt like he should have been drafted, which I'm sure like the team that drafted him number one overall is not going to want to do because that's not the same value. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. But even if but just like you said, even with just Jaden Daniels being there, like a team would be like, okay, well we can't trade for Caleb Williams, we'll just trade up for Jaden Daniels. Like so that's why like in an instance where there's another guy that could be, or I trade it for Drake May. In an instance where there's like other guys that some teams can really conceivably say, okay, this guy's a number one pick. He's our number one pick.
But it's close. See, that's close though. You talking about they're close. So yeah, there's gonna be of course there's gonna be teams.
Yes. And that's why Mendoza, like that's why I agree with you. Like you said, like there's Mendoza loses no value because if you're trading number one, you know what it's for.
Yeah. D Money with the super chat, man. Appreciate you, my guy. If they call the Raiders for the first pick, what are you willing to take for the number one spot? I'm low-key nervous at taking QB since Jamarcus Russell. Okay, man. So Raider PTSD at its finest. If the Raiders, if what were they willing to do take for the number one spot? Man, 3 first. 3 first. 3 first. Because I got to think about this. This is what I'm gonna be thinking about. Obviously, the value of number one pick. They're going to take a quarterback, so that in itself, quarterback in a draft is the most valuable position in the draft, right? Yeah. And it's the number one quarterback. They're going to take whoever. If it's not Mendoza, it's another quarterback, right? We all know it's Mendoza, but I'm just saying. But for the Raiders, the risk of not taking Mendoza, you gotta let it be worth it. So let's say, because what happens, Mendoza turns out to be a pretty good quarterback, but you only gave up, a team just traded only 2 first-round picks, and everybody's gonna be looking at you like, oh man.
Yeah, not fair.
I think it should be at least 3 first-round picks and some change. And
depending on how far you go back. Like if it's the Jets, it's probably just 3 first-round picks. But if it's like the Cardinals or the Browns, then you're gonna want a little bit more because now you're moving a little bit further back in the draft.
3 first-round picks, yeah. But see the Jets, so that's twofold. It's twofold. Like, all right, it's 2 things with the Jets. 3 first rounds for the Jets is basically guaranteed almost the highest percentage of being a top 5 pick for the next 3 years. On top of that, they got the number 2 pick, right? I think the Jets got the number 2 pick. So if they got a number 2 pick, you're just dropping 1 spot. So your consolation prize is literally getting. So are you saying this year's pick trade spots plus 3 first-round picks?
No, it's just three first total. Because know why I say that? I don't think the Jets have any incentive to do it because I think the Jets are perfectly fine not getting Mendoza and then drafting a quarterback next year. But if they fall in love with Mendoza in the process this year, they're going to want to move up. But I think they're perfectly fine just saying, okay, cool. All right, we're good. We'll wait till next year till a deep quarterback draft with
But
Mateer and Sellers and Chambliss and Moore and Manning and Hoover and Sorsby. Like, okay, we'll wait. We're good. So that's why, like, sometimes, like, So I think if we're able to move back to 2 and still kind of have our choice of whatever play we want in the draft or another potential trade back if we so choose, I think that still puts us in a really great position. And like you said, with the Jets being the Jets, there's a very high likelihood that one of those first round picks or that next, because I think they have 2 next year as well. So it's a very good chance that if they trade us that 2, their pick turns into like a top 5 pick. We probably have a top 5 pick ourselves. So I think that puts us in pretty solid position to do whatever we want to in the next draft class.
I hear you, but I don't know. It's just 2 first round picks, basically what you're saying. 2 first round picks.
It'll be going back to so it'll be 3 total. Yeah, well, technically two additional. We'll pick up 2 additional.
Right. Because we're gonna be trading spots and then 2 additional.
Yeah.
Man, I get it. I know it's 1 spot. I know it's a number 2 spot. I know it's the Jets, but I gotta get it. I gotta get at least 3. Like, give me 3. They got it too. They got it. And Spy Tech knows that they got it. Like when GMs know what you have, like they literally know, like, hey, look, you have how many first round picks the next 2 years? How many?
Yeah. I think they got 3.
Nah, I think they have 4.
They have 2 this year and 2 next year, I want to say.
So we can get that 3. We can get that 3rd because they're still gonna have a first round pick next year. If we just get
But no, but that's the thing. I don't think. Or take. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we take the 3, they won't, unless you want like the 2 this year. I was thinking 2 this year and the 1 next year. So you're thinking 2 this year and 2 next year.
I'm saying, okay. What I'm saying is, minus the trading spots. I'm not counting trading spots. Even though that's
part of it, though.
No. It's a plus. Don't get me wrong. Trading from number 1 to 2, that's a great scenario. That's probably the best scenario when you're trading down. Like, oh, you just got to trade 1 spot down and you get all this draft pick. That's a plus. But I want to know, like, what additional draft capital are they going to get from this trade? And I want it to be at least 3 additional picks. So, 1 this year, 2 next year.
See, I don't think that's realistic. No, it's not realistic. If you look at what Chicago gave to move up to trade for Mitch Trubisky, it was basically nothing. It was damn near nothing. And they moved up 1 spot. I think they moved from 3 to 2 because Myles Garrett went number 1, I believe. So like that's why I'm saying like us getting 3 first round picks out of it, that would be like, that's a steal.
He says, wait, Severe is cooking. Now, yeah, I mean, hey, look, we're just hypothetically talking about this situation. This is not going to happen. I think the Raiders are going to draft a quarterback with the number 1 overall pick. Like, it's not even. That's why I barely talked about it. I talked about it early on because I was like, man, I was just looking at how can the Raiders improve. And I was looking at like all possible trade scenarios. Obviously, number 1, it started with Max. I was looking at that whole situation. I was like, I don't like. Look, the Raiders they just keep losing. Too many different coaches. Too many different. I just seen it like, it just made a whole lot of sense. Guess what? It made sense to Max Crosby too because he told the Raiders that he didn't want to come back, and the Raiders were like, they said all the right things, but behind the scenes they're like, oh man. We didn't want to say it, but you made it. Hey, but either way, fast forward, the Raiders traded Max to the Ravens. It didn't go through. We all know what happened. Shady business, scumbags. We all get it, right? Now, like, the other scenario is trading down from number 1, but it's just unrealistic for me, bro. I can't even like get into that talk. I know we talk about it a little bit, and we're gonna do mock drafts where we do show that scenario. Just to see what that would look like. We'll do that, especially because we getting closer to that draft. We might do a mock draft this week on Around the Shield. So make sure to tune in Around the Shield every Thursdays. definitely tune in. If you haven't already, make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Yeah, man. So I guess it's a good pivot to, because we're talking about quarterbacks, and we're talking about Mendoza being number 1 pick. But for some people, they don't feel like they don't really. I do you want to wait? Do you want to wait till? Because I know you're gonna play. I think that was a notable quotable. I think
Yeah.
that was, you want to wait.
We can wait. We can wait a little bit. We can wait a little bit.
Okay. All right.
A little bit on that.
All right. Well, let's just get into let's get Flag on the play.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business. We played it down.
All right, man. What we got this week for Flag on the play, man?
Flag on the play. Los Angeles Rams superstar wide receiver Puka Nacua was recently accused by a woman of making anti-Semitic remarks and then biting her so hard that he broke the skin. So
Dang.
There's like, they got pictures of, we don't know if it's his teeth or not, but they got pictures of the bite marks. This was reported by TMZ. I think a few other outlets are reporting it as well. Obviously, Puka Nacua and his representatives. They like, it was weird that their statement, they said that what happened is being wildly exaggerated. So I was like, that's not a denial. Like, that's like, what? It's like, if somebody told me, like, they walk up to my, they walked up to my mom and slapped her and called her a B word, they're like, man, come on, dog, that's wildly exaggerated. So wait, I'm telling you, did something then. It's not saying it didn't happen at all. So I don't know, like, the whole story behind it. Apparently some other parties involved, his agent and them, that they've made their statements. I think she reported it, and that's the thing, that's like, usually some of these cases, it lingers, and it nobody says anything for a little while, and then they're like, oh man, I can get some money out of it. This lady, she reported it like the next day after it happened. This happened, I want to say, in like December or January. So she reported it. It's just now coming out right now. So like, man, it's wild. If you see the pictures, it's a crazy bite. It's wild. It is wild stuff.
I didn't see no pictures, man, but I don't know, man. Puka's is he from Hawaii? From Hawaii?
He's from, I don't want to say he's from Utah. I know he went to school in Utah.
He's from Utah. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of Polynesians in Utah. Like, a lot of Polynesians in Utah.
Okay.
So because he originally went to Washington, so he was on the Washington team with Rome, and Roman was talking about how Puka was nice, and then I think the COVID year happened, and then during that year he decided to enter the transfer portal and go to BYU. And he went to BYU. Obviously, he went over there, played well. Still was a later round draft pick, but. Yeah, man. This is the second time I want to say they threw the anti-Semitic stuff on his jacket. I think there's another time where he was on a podcast with somebody and he threw up like some kind of hand signal that was supposed to be anti-Semitic. Like, they really trying to throw this on his jacket, man. And once they throw that on your jacket, it's especially in the NFL, man.
It's Rap City.
It's Rap City for you.
Yeah. Obviously, if this is all true, then, hey, look, you got to suffer the consequences of your actions. Like, I ain't got no sympathy. But I don't know, man. With athletes, every time I hear a story, I'm always like, because they're targets.
Yeah.
Athletes are targets, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not a target for me, but for just the world. Like, you know what I mean? Just because they make a whole lot of money, it's publicized. They're playing high. They're high profile, low key celebrities in some ways, and like, Puka's in LA. Oh man, I need more information before I even say. I'm like, cause I don't know, man. I know people. I know you. A lot of people be like, oh well, you know what? Like, that's crazy. Why would he do that? But I don't know. But like you said it was reported the next day.
Yeah, the lady reported the next day.
Man, yeah, they got different problems, man. Athletes,
man.
a lot of high profile people, man, they got different problems that, you know, the average man they cannot relate to. Like, they can't go outside and just have just a normal, like, people are actually scheming. And I don't want to make light of this situation. I don't want to make light of the situation because if it's true, it's because you got a flag on the play, so you must have like some. You said there was pictures. Oh damn, man. I don't want to see them pictures, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
I'm not trying to see.
She said bit her thumb and bit her shoulder so hard that it broke the skin.
That's not funny, but
it's
a thumb?
Why? Like, what are you doing?
Thumb? What did coach said? Coach said something earlier, man. Coach. Oh man, that's crazy. He's okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're still getting more information too, as well. We'll call it flag on a play, but it's one of those flags where it's just like, it's flag. Right now, flag on him, but then it could change up because the more information that comes out. So, yeah, man, it is what it is, man. But I'll be honest with you, like that's like my first. I don't know why, but every time I hear something with an athlete or a celebrity, it's just like, damn. Because
be skeptical.
Yeah, because they get in the craziest situation. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, there's an exception to the rules. There are some like strange people, like we all know. Like, you know, we don't have to go through the names of people that were like, you know, crazy. Like we're like, what are you thinking? But for the most part, I think a lot of athletes, they're trying to have fun, but they have no idea. I don't know. They're just naive to like the people that's after them. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm not saying it's this situation, but that's because it's so crazy that it's like hard for me to believe. Like what?
It's always that possibility where she's just, you know, and I think her team, I mean, Puka's team accused her basically like you said, trying to extort him for millions. But that's always going to be a athlete's go to.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a civil suit? Is this a civil suit or is it a criminal?
Right now, I think it's just criminal. I don't think she's gone the civil route yet. But Puka's team is making it seem like she tried to extort them for some money to like drop the charges, and then when they didn't, then she decided to press forward. But she said she reported it the next day. So and she got photos and everything from when it happened that were like contemporaneous. So it could be a bad look, man. If this is. I mean, you're going to have to break her off a few mil, you know, keep it quiet.
DK, you seen the pics too, man? Y'all quick to get the pics. That's some bad. Yeah. You guys right, man. I don't want to just assume that, you know, Puka's an innocent guy here. I just think that it's so crazy, but Rams, damn, he better have a game. He better have a season of his lifetime next year.
Man, the thing is, like, I don't even think Puka got paid yet. I don't think he got paid yet.
He better be MVP of the league to get out this situation. He better have like a historic season. You know what? Hey, you're right, DJ.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. Wasn't that something that popped off with his brother, right?
Yeah, I forgot the story. Yeah. I think we had it. It might have been a flag on the play too. His brother might have been. But I forgot the story. I forgot
his brother tried to steal like somebody's car, steal a member of the Lakers car or something crazy like that. Yeah.
It was one of the Laker players, and he tried to steal. Like, oh my god, now that is that's flag on a play right there. That is.
Oh, know what? When did that happen? Because know what the woman is saying. This took place December 31st of this past year, and this happened. The stuff with his brother happened like a little while ago too. Because this happened in Century City, which is like the LA area. It's like, you know, it's like, you know,
it's part of the city.
Yeah. So it's like the nice, like rich area. So I wonder if this happened around the same time. This is crazy, man. This is wild.
Yeah, man. But hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. Sometimes, man. Like, hey, you constantly, because you like you said, he was under fire for some comments that he made during a live stream. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
or some like. So now he's doing that, and the thing is too, I remember him on Max Crosby's podcast. He just seemed like a nice guy.
Chill dude, man.
But you never know. You never know. I'm not even gonna put it past people.
Yeah.
You just can't assume.
Fact.
You can't just assume just because someone just, hey, how you doing? Oh,
Exactly.
that guy's he's a good guy. He might be crazy as hell.
Nah, for sure. For sure. Man, that's wild, man.
Oh man, if you haven't already, make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're not done yet. I think earlier we were trying to talk about. I guess this is a good segue to notable quotables. So we play a quote, and we react to it by having a conversation about it. And I think this is, we talked about it earlier. This is Dan Orlovsky kind of like making his case of QB1 of the NFL draft. Let me see here. And it ain't Mendoza. I'm just giving y'all the heads up.
Spoiler alert.
Nah, for real. Here we go. Oh, did you send it?
It should be on X. It's like maybe.
Yep, right here. Yep.
Simpson has been a fascinating person in this draft, going back to the middle part of the season where he seemed to be trending towards QB1.
Yeah.
And then the season went on, and there became no question that Fernando Mendoza is going to be the first quarterback taken in this draft. Certainly that is at least the conventional wisdom, and Ty Simpson could fall anywhere in the first round. You have looked at the tapes. What are you seeing?
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks. Who took more games over throughout the course of the season? Ty Simpson. It's not even close. And if we're asking, like, okay, we're trying to see what you are as a player in college and what you're going to be asked to do in the NFL and what translates. I start with, what do you do in moments of panic with the football? Because that's really what separates good to great. I would tell you that Ty Simpson is more consistent in that regard. There's not a ton of moments of panic out of Fernando Mendoza. And then there's moments when he immediately drops his eyes and becomes a runner. Ty Simpson more consistent in that. What guy was asked to do more NFL throws? When I say NFL throws, I'm talking 15, 20, 25-yard in routes, crossing routes, deep corner or sail routes. Ty Simpson, and it's not even close in that regard. Downfield throws, the posts and the goes, I think they're close. Mendoza throws a lot of go routes, and he's good at it, but I think they're close. RPO, get it out, that's predominantly what Mendoza's offense was.
Right.
And then I think throwing on the move, they're both relatively equal. So when it comes to moments of panic and big throws, real NFL throws, I think it's clearly Ty Simpson.
So it is, I mean, to be clear, this will get a lot of attention that you feel this way because you are, at this point, I think one of the people whose opinions on this stuff matter the most. And everyone has their opinion, and this is certainly going to be an unconventional one. But you're comfortable saying if you had the choice between the two of them, you would take Ty right now.
I would much rather have Ty, and I like Fernando Mendoza. This is not to slight Mendoza.
Yeah.
I would rather have Ty Simpson at the 15 to 20 range than Fernando Mendoza at 1.
Sheesh. Damn. That deserves one of them. So that right there kind of got everybody riled up today on social media and people talking about, Orlovsky's take. And, I looked at it. I feel like he ends it kind of interesting too. He says, "I'd rather take Mendoza or Ty Simpson at 15 to 20 range than Mendoza at 1." Now that's an interesting comment to say, because he said all of that, but he said all of that. He said all that by saying like, "Oh, well, he thinks he's QB1."
Yeah,
he thinks QB1, but then he ends it by saying, "I'd rather take Simpson's at." So it's almost like he kind of protects himself on.
Yeah, I think that's what people. That's what people read into it. I didn't necessarily read that into it. I just read into it that he understands that his opinion is that that Ty Simpson is a better quarterback, but Mendoza is going to go number one overall. And so, like, even though he thinks Ty Simpson is a better player, he knows he can still get him at like 15, 16, and not have to trade up to one to get him.
But it's funny where he's quick to talk about Mendoza's like, shortcomings or things that he needs to work on. But Ty Simpson, he struggled to finish the season. Like there were moments where he struggled like that first. I think a lot of people talk about that first 8 games that Ty Simpson was on a roll. I think at that, like, we were looking at like Ty Simpson might be your guy. We were just like, hey, his starts though, I don't know, but the way he was playing like probably the best football out of all the quarterbacks that were like projected to come out this year. But then, as the season went along, Mendoza kind of like his stock went up. He was playing good football against good teams. And we seen how he finished the season as a Heisman winner as well as the playoffs. But it's almost like he overlooks that. He doesn't talk about that. Like he doesn't like value that as much compared to how he's valuing Ty Simpson. But that's his guy. But I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like they're just trying. It just seems like he's just trying to create a conversation a little bit.
It's So he's right, but he's not right. Like if you look at, I think people are latching on to, like, oh, Ty Simpson is the better QB prospect than Fernando Mendoza. And if you just latch onto that, then people are going to be in the uproar. Most people are going to be in the uproar because they've been told that Mendoza is the better player. Like a lot of people that are mad, like they don't know why they like Mendoza better. They just know that everybody said he's the better player, so that's why they like him better. But a lot of what he's saying is true in terms of if you look at who was asked to do more. If Ty Simpson does not have a good game, Alabama does not win. It's just that simple. Fernando Mendoza can have an off game, and Indiana can still win because they have a really good defense staff, a really good running game. Like Fernando Mendoza didn't put up crazy stats. Part of that is because they had such a good running game that it wasn't expected of him. Like he was more of, we're going to take care of the ball. I'm going to do what I need to do. But when it's time to, like, if we're down late in the fourth quarter, put the ball in my hands, I'm going to go win you the game. And, that's kind of what he did for Indiana. You look at who played a more pro-style offense, it is Ty Simpson. He did do more stuff over the middle of the field than Fernando Mendoza. We've already talked about that. Most of Fernando Mendoza's stuff was working the outside, in a lot of RPO stuff. He never really worked under center. Ty Simpson did. Ty Simpson executed play action passes with his, having to turn his back to the defense, reset, read the defense, and deliver throws. He had a worse offensive line, so he was under duress more. He also had, inferior. Well, technically, he should have had better weapons, but Ryan Williams was he completely fell off a cliff this year. So his only real good receiver was Bernard. And, I don't think Bernard is really that good. So a lot of stuff is what he's saying. It's like, if you look at it in a vacuum, you can say, okay, I see what he's saying, but then you're discounting Mendoza's younger, Mendoza's bigger, Mendoza has a bigger arm. I think they're about equal athletes. I think Ty Simpson is an underrated athlete, but I think, you put that kind of athleticism in Mendoza's frame, you have to take his frame into consideration. And also, Mendoza's clutch factor. You have to look at, what did Mendoza do when the game was on the line? Like, that's it. That's important, and you can't discount that at all. So I think he's not factoring that into the evaluation at all. But what he is doing is saying, look at the guys who did more NFL things. Ty Simpson did more NFL things. But that's not fair, because that's not saying Mendoza can't do them or won't be able to do them. Because if Mendoza can do them, then Mendoza he's going to end up being the better player.
Right. So there's a little bit of he's not projecting him to do it. He's projecting more of Ty Simpson because that's what he's seen on film, and that's what he played really good football the first 8 games of the season, and he's seen so many. I get it, and he's not the only guy that doesn't like Ty Simpson as a prospect. It's just I think Simpson's a little bit more riskier. A lot more riskier. What's the risk and what's the reward with Ty Simpson? Like he's like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Just
Like
over 200 pounds. Just over 200
so I think
pounds.
He's like 211, something like that. He's like, yeah.
And when you look at him, he
over
look
200. Yeah.
He looks. He's not a big dude. He's not a big dude at all. He's not super athletic. Doesn't have a big arm.
Yeah. He's sneaky athletic, but he doesn't have a big arm though.
Yeah,
I think his athleticism is about as good as Mendoza.
I'm not saying he's not athletic, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that, like, all right, if you're gonna be
small,
when you're that small, you like, man, you gotta be Kyle Murray. You gotta be, you know what I mean. You gotta have, if you don't, then it's like, or Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have that, then it's like, man, it's gonna be tough.
Struggle for you.
Because you're going to the defensive line in the NFL, you're going to hit every play, and guess what? He got hurt. Playing in the SEC.
No, he got hurt. He got hurt playing Indiana. They cracked his ribs. A defensive end from Indiana got a free shot on him and cracked his ribs. But
not during the regular season. I'm not talking about the playoffs.
He ended the season. Yeah, was they cracked his ribs. But I think he had the report was he had some I think he had an ankle. Was it an ankle or something? He had some other injury, like nagging injury that was going on. I think he also had like a gastrointestinal thing where he lost a bunch of weight that was reported. Like, I don't know how true any of that is. It could just be, his team putting that stuff out there to kind of preserve his stock because he, fell off so hard, toward the end of the season. So that could just be, just a narrative they want to feed to the media and to teams. So, hey, what? These last games, that's not really Ty Simpson. He was hurt or he was sick, so that's why he's not playing well. Like I said, I don't have any proof either way, but that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, and like I said, man, we had these conversations. We're like, hey, we know exactly what's going to happen. The whole offseason, they're going to do whatever. They're going to break down every little thing. This is what they do. This is the process. But at the end of the day, it's going to be real simple. Raiders are going to draft Mendoza number 1. It's going to be that simple.
Foregone conclusion.
They're going to. So part of the pre-draft process is they're going to talk about the weaknesses. And they're going to talk about the different possibilities of trading down. Every year, they always talk about trade downs. Yeah. But does a trade down usually happen at number 1? Yeah, usually. Yeah, sometimes.
Usually.
No. It's an exception. But they always talk about it though, because guess what? It's part of that process of like figuring out every scenario. So then, like, when it does happen, they could be like, "Look, we talked about it." You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're being honest, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean. Are you high on Simpson? Ty Simpson? I know he's QB2. I know he's probably
QB2.
Probably QB2.
He's QB2.
But this is a weak quarterback draft. I ain't gonna lie.
Super weak quarterback class. That's what I said, like, in my opinion, Fernando Mendoza in most every other draft class is a late mid-teens, late teen draft pick. And in most other quarterback classes, Ty Simpson is late 20s, early second round. I think this draft class being so weak is going to push them up both much higher than they really would normally be drafted. I'm not super high on Ty Simpson. If Ty Simpson had, if he had this same body of work over 25, 30 starts, all right, then you can, I'll have a conversation with you. But with it being such a small sample size, and you've talked about it ad nauseum, like how the quarterbacks with less than 20 starts, like how their track record is not great, and Ty Simpson is falling right into that same archetype.
Yeah, they struggle. So, some of them are just complete, like, it's just not working out, or some it just takes a while for them to get it going because they don't have the experience, and they become these journeyman quarterbacks. And then, Sam Darnold, who had like a little bit, I think less than 25 starts. Now was a guy that had I think he had like 25.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then when we start getting into like less than 20, we're talking about like the Anthony Richardsons, the Mitchell Trubisky's.
1 year.
You know what I mean? Yeah, 1 year. So, and I know Chase Daniels, he's high on him as well. He was like, well, it's not about quantity, it's quality. And he played, but it's like, it's too risky, bro. It's risky. You got to add it into that risk. It's a risk factor.
Chase Daniel, I don't trust anything Chase Daniel says because he be slobbing off Mendoza in one video, the next video he's slobbing off Tyson. He's just one of those dudes that, like I said, he's just out there trying to have it both ways. Where it's like, oh, man, remember I told you how great Ty Simpson was going. It's like it doesn't seem authentic to me. Yeah, I think they're both good quarterbacks.
Well, he did talk about other quarterbacks. I've seen him talk about other quarterbacks, like the LSU quarterback. I've seen him talk about him.
Oh, Garrett Nussmeier.
He talks about him like he's like, the thing about him is like you would want a bigger arm. Like he doesn't have like that NFL arm that you're looking for. And then you talk about
Kate Klubnik.
I think he probably talked about Klubnik, but I know he talked about the super athletic quarterback.
The kid from Taylor Green.
Yeah, and he just was like, he was just being honest. He was like, Taylor Green is one of those guys that like he's a quarterback option, but he's not the guy. He's just one of the guys. Meaning that like he would have to be like a wildcat quarterback to have a career in the NFL. Cause he's just like, bro, he's not accurate and he can't see the field.
Yeah. I mean,
the reason why I'm bringing this up is because like there's a little bit of, all right, he's being honest here.
But those are like, but nobody's looking at those guys.
Yeah.
Like you can talk bad about Taylor Green or Cole Payton because I guarantee you this. I bet you if you go back through his history, look at when Garrett Nussmeier was being considered one of the number one prospects. What was he saying? I was saying last year, Garrett Nussmeier, I don't like him. I was saying last year, I don't like Kate Klubnik. I was saying last year, I don't know about Drew Aller. I was saying the year before, I don't know about Carson Beck. I was saying the year before, I don't know about Quinn Ewers, when nobody else was saying it. So it's like, what are you saying when nobody else is saying it? Was he saying that stuff then when they were potential number one overall picks? Or it's like, oh, Garrett Nussmeier, he's a coach's son. You can see how he reads the field. He's just a field general. I bet you he was saying that stuff and not, oh, I don't know about his arm and all that stuff. Like, it's easy to say that now because now they're afterthoughts. So now nobody's going to hold that against you saying that later on because nobody's considering them being drafted in the first.
So you're saying he's too positive with the early picks, early QB. He's way too positive.
He's not going to say anything that's going to outside of Shador. He's not going to say anything that's going to ruffle feathers.
Yeah, but then there's the other guys on the other end of the spectrum where they'll say something crazy. But they're saying something crazy so they can like
that Jets guy who's been just hating on Mendoza for like.
Come on, man.
For no
reason.
Not
even just Mendoza. It's like he's hating on Caleb Williams, and it's like okay, he's like he wants him to fail so he can prove his point. I'm like, exactly. Why don't you just say, hey, like he's playing well right now. He's playing good football.
Mendoza. I wouldn't if you take him before the third round is going to be a bust. Like come on.
He was high on, wasn't he high on, I think he was high on your favorite quarterback, Justin Fields.
He was high on Justin Fields, bro. Like, come on. He has a few wins. Like, I think he said Zach Wilson wasn't going to be good. I think he said, like, another quarterback that ended up being a bust wasn't going to be good. But for the most part, he said Caleb wasn't going to be good. He said JJ wasn't no good, too, I want to say. He said JJ McCarthy wasn't good. So he has a few wins in there, but it's like, come on, dog.
Yeah. Oh, man. D-Money, man. Appreciate the super chat. I missed this earlier, man. My bad. He says, Puka was born in Vegas. Nakua grew up in Provo, Utah, and is of Samoan, Hawaiian, Portuguese. Okay, so, yeah, he's Hawaiian. He's a little bit Hawaiian. Okay, Samoan, Hawaiian, Portuguese heritage. Okay. Man, appreciate that, man. Appreciate the super chat.
Yeah. That's like I said. He's Polynesian. Portuguese is not Polynesian, but yeah, Samoan, Hawaiian. That's Polynesian stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. That's a lot. I mean, a lot of them moved to Utah. I don't think I know he moved. I know he lived in Utah. That's has a heavy Mormon like population. I don't know if he himself is Mormon. BYU is technically a Mormon school. I don't know if Puka is himself, but Puka. Puka needs to stay away from me. Maybe he need not to be in LA because it seems to be trouble for him when he's not on the field.
Is this QB class weaker than the Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis draft class? Nah, man, I'm taking Mendoza. Man.
No, this class is better just because Mendoza is better than those prospects.
And I think I'll take Ty Simpson over Kenny Pickett coming out. But you know, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I like the QB that have 400, 500-yard passing yard games, can't run fast or throw that good. I think. Look, you said this earlier too, Severe. Just because the player didn't do it doesn't mean that he can't.
Yeah.
And Money's saying, I like QB that had 400 or 500 passing yard games. Mendoza can't run fast or throw that good. Might be bad mixing NFL Raiders line. Nah, no one said he can't throw, or he can run fast enough. You know, he's mobile enough.
He's mobile. He's mobile enough to where you have to respect it. Like nobody's like game planning for his legs.
I think he runs like a 4.6. Maybe
straight line. He may be fast. I mean, he may be fast. Aiden O'Connell ran like a 4.7, something like that. Like straight line.
No,
like,
Aiden O'Connell. He ain't run no 4.7.
That doesn't tell you everything because like this, Aiden O'Connell ran a faster 40 than Spencer Rattler. But so like that's what I'm saying. The 40 for like it doesn't tell you everything because a lot of it is just your mentality as a runner, how quickly you get up to that top speed, you know, your ability to maneuver once you have like we all know like Mendoza ain't making nobody like miss. He'll be physical as a runner and he'll take the contact. We saw that in the national championship game where he put his body on the line, you know, for the score and to seal the victory. But you know, like Ty Simpson has a little bit of that to him, but like he doesn't have like at the NFL level, he ain't gonna be much of a threat with his legs either. So, like, I think that it's kind of negligible between those two.
Let me ask you this: Omar Cooper Jr. is on the board in the second round. Are you drafting him?
Depends on who else is there.
Okay, so you're not drafting him.
Depending on who else was there. Like if it's Omar Cooper or Denzel Boston, I'm taking Denzel Boston.
Got you.
If it's Omar Cooper or Caden McDonald, probably taking Caden McDonald. Yeah. But it's like it just depends on who's there. But like Omar Cooper, I like Omar Cooper as a wide
people
receiver.
talking about him going in the first. He's probably going to go in the first. Like he's getting.
A lot of people like him a lot. I like him, but But there are guys that will be available later that I like about as much as him that we can wait around and probably still get, like Ted Hurst, Jacoby Lane. Those are two guys I really like. I guess two guys I really like, and those are like bigger, taller guys who I think have like that catch radius that we're kind of looking for. Because Omar Cooper, I don't want to say he's skill set duplication because like I don't think that much of Trey Tucker. He's way better than Trey Tucker, but like. I think we need a big body receiver on the outside. I know everybody wants to say Brock, but Brock is a tight end, right? Like
yeah.
We had that argument on Twitter with somebody.
Bro, we in agreement, man. Like I feel like that's what's missing from the wide receiver room, and then obviously we need an X. We need an X, yeah. But preferably a bigger receiver, 6'2" and above.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, And I think Mendoza kind of like he's shown that he likes like the bigger receivers. He throws a lot of black shoulders. He likes to throw it deep downfield. So you want a guy that can go up and go get it. Do we have that right now? We have that in Brock. I think we have that in Brock.
Yeah.
From the tight end position, but do we have that at wide receiver? I don't think so. We don't got that right now. So it just makes sense. So the conversation to me is either you're taking a wide receiver or I don't want to say defense, but then if it's a safety, let's say if it's a safety, I mean I don't know if you've been if there's a safety that you like that might be available in the second that was projected to go in the first, would you take that, like a playmaking free safety, ball hawk, guy that can because today's free safeties they're nickels too. So it's like, all right, well, yeah. So if you can find that in the second, like, and he's there on the board, whoever that is, are you taking that? You taking safety that early? and it's a good class too. You probably could wait a little bit, but
I guess, like I said, it depends on who's on the board. Because like I said, you probably can't wait for that. Because there's not a lot of. I mean, there's some safeties. Like I mean, obviously Caleb Downs is going to be probably the first safety off the board. That kid, I think out of Tulane, I forget his name.
Oh, Toledo.
Yeah, Toledo. I mean, yeah. Same school as Quinion. Something McNeil. I forget his name. But he's gonna probably gonna go in the first round, probably in the 20s or something. So outside of those two safeties, I really don't know if any of the other safeties are gonna be worthy of being taken that high.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thieneman. Yeah, Thieneman too. The Thieneman out of Oregon. No, I like. Yeah, he's a good one too.
Yeah, I think he's like the second safety to go.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
No, Thieneman from Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, a lot of people have him as like number 2 or 3. So it's
yeah. It's either McNeil Warren or it's him. What I've been seeing.
But he's considered like, yeah, I want a guy that has range, man. Like that's what's missing because we got the Jeremy Chins, we got the Palomalo. They're more closer to line of scrimmage. I'm not saying that they're like gonna be like they're like impact players in the box, but I'm just saying like we already kind of have that. Yeah, we don't, but we don't have anybody that has range where you could tell them go out and cover this part of the field. You know what I mean? And like make a play on the ball. Like we don't have nobody on the roster. Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And it kind of would two birds, one stone. Because I know we got Taron Johnson to trade, but he's been injured the last couple years. Some people might be saying like, oh, he's kind of on the downward trend in part of his career. So you have him, but then you have an insurance policy by having
a nickel. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a position that the Raiders are definitely gonna need to prioritize. Is obviously wide receiver, safety, nose tackle. Those are the 3 positions that I'm like, all right, we for sure have to. Linebacker before the free agency, I think linebacker now you could just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think even with depth because we signed 2 front end starters in Quay Walker and Kobe Dean. We still had Lindenberg and Eichenberg on the roster.
Your favorite player.
Obviously exactly right. Obviously we still got that. We picked up the other kid from the coach. I forget his name. That's probably a depth piece too. He's more of a core special teams player, but I think he could be a depth piece at linebacker. So I think we need a few more if we're gonna run a 3-4. I think we need a few more in the roster, but like we can wait. We can wait on that.
Mm-hmm. I know. You said safety is crazy deep. I know. So the Raiders don't necessarily got to take one early, but man, if you can get one of the best players at that position, the Raiders. Yeah, they could wait on that one. I mean, I think if it's a situation where there's a top safety on the board, top wide receiver on the board, top nose tackle on the board, I'm probably gonna take the position where I probably won't find that position later.
Yeah.
So most likely I'm gonna go wide receiver. So if it's a top, hey, so how you feel about Brazil? You still kind of low on him? Because
I wasn't low on them, but like I said, it's the PTSD, right? I like his game. I see the traits are there. I see the skills are there.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, dog.
It's too risky. It's too risky.
I don't know, man.
The Raiders and the Raiders got to feel it from last year because even though they drafted Thornton in the 4th round or whatever, but. And they're 2 different prospects too at wide receiver. But exactly. I don't know if I want to take that risk, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah. So okay. So impact nose tackle, impact safety. What are you taking in the second? Like so, Caden McDonald or one of the safeties that let's say Thieneman drops or
I'm
drops.
probably going Caden McDonald. That's for sure. I'm going Caden McDonald because I think he opens up a lot you can do. He can play still, in a 3-4 and a 4-3 as well.
So they're playing. They're gonna play Max at outside linebacker.
Most likely, yeah.
But
Because he can't be 5'10".
But
can't be 5'10".
But then they're gonna be in nickel though, so he's gonna have his hand in the dirt too as well. So it's not gonna be like a situation where, he's gonna be in a 3-4 majority of the time. So it's probably gonna be kind of a multiple type defense. They call it a 3-4, but it's gonna be a multiple. Basically, it's gonna be it's gonna be Patrick Graham before Pete Carroll came through. Yeah.
See, if you look at some of the stuff we did last year, like technically, look at some of the looks we had. We had some looks where, Jermaine Pratt was kind of like an edge, before we got rid of him. We did it with Snowden too, where he was, technically he was a linebacker, but he was more like an edge, and so we had multiple defensive tackles on the field. It's like we did some of it last year, so I don't think it's going to be like too crazy from what we saw last year. And like you said, most of the time we're going to be in base. We're not going to be in base defense anyway. We're going to be in sub packages, so we're going to be in nickel and dime predominantly anyway. So and that's what the Bills did with Taron Johnson, where they basically played exclusively nickel defense. Like they were almost never in their base defense, and it's because he was like a linebacker / nickel / safety. So they kind of used him as as a utility tool.
It's a weapon, man. That's a weapon.
Yeah,
it's a weapon. I mean, we kind of were like that with Hobbs, low key.
Yeah.
With Hobbs, because we had someone that could actually come down and be physical at the line of scrimmage, but he just couldn't stay healthy. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, good luck in San Francisco with the.
Exactly, man. I tell you, man, them joints about to be tenderness, man. It's just falling off the bone, man.
Oh man. But we're not done yet. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. If you're first time joining us, definitely subscribe to both channels. We're going live on both channels, so definitely click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're not done yet. We got what's real, what's not. Severe, what we got this week?
Yeah, man, that's a question. I've been seeing this a lot in Raider fans commenting and on Raiders Twitter. And I just want to pose a statement to the masses and see what people think. So the statement is that thus far, this offseason has been the best Raiders offseason since 2000. I think a lot of people said ever. I don't want to take it that far. But this has been the best Raider offseason since 2000.
Man, it's hard to say because we got to see these guys in action. We got to see and we got to see the draft too. But we also have to see who's going to pan out. Because if we call it the greatest and then you can't build a team through free agency. We know that can't that usually doesn't work. Oh man. I'm trying to think of Rodney Hudson. When was he signed? Was he signed before we got Osemele?
Kelechi? Yeah, he was here. We had him before Osemele.
Okay, I was like, because you get two of them, that was like a chain reaction right there.
Yeah, that was like a year or two before it was Rodney Hudson.
But getting Kelechi that year, okay, let me see. Kelechi, Osemele, let me see that offseason.
Did we get Crabtree that same offseason?
But the thing is, it's not fair right now. That's like a tricky question. I'm gonna say not real.
Yeah.
Not real. Because we don't know, because it's incomplete. Because you can look at that. I'm gonna go to that 2014 draft. That 2014 draft, that's like the best draft the Raiders had in the last that was the last great draft, to be honest with you. The amount of starters they were able to get, they got like a blue chip player, they got a long-time starter, they got Pro Bowlers, they got depth, guys that contributed, that had 4 or 5 year careers. Not everybody is gonna be a Hall of Famer. Everybody has a role and a place, and let's see, Kelechi Osemele. Did he get signed at 2014? No, it was probably 2015. Let me see. Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you.
It was 2016. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough because in free agency they didn't really do anything in free agency in 2014, but their draft was amazing.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Damn, but then 2015 they drafted Amari Cooper and signed Michael Crabtree. Oh,
so it was 2015. Okay, so he came a year before. Okay.
yeah. I'm just thinking of like really good, you know. I think. All right, I'll say this. I'm gonna say it's not real because it's incomplete because of the draft, but it has potential to be the best easily. Because the Raiders have never spent this much money in free agency, and then on top of that, you're getting a full draft class. So technically, this potentially could be the best easily.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. You think about it, like, yeah. I think this it, like Kobe said, I think the job's not finished or whatever he said. Like, I think the job's not finished.
Job not
Like,
finished
the
for
job's
sure.
not finished, man. So like they gotta bring this thing home. If Mendoza turns out to be what every Raider fan thinks he is, then obviously this is one of the top off seasons in the history of the franchise, just because you're able to get a franchise quarterback. We haven't drafted one since Kenny Stabler, so if we're able to do that this year, obviously that catapults that up there. But yeah, we gotta do a good job in the draft. Man. We gotta do a good job in the draft because everybody was. We've been super excited about offseason before. There's a year we the laugh by now. What was the year we picked up Corey Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski? Everybody was excited. Everybody and their mama wanted Corey Littleton, so we picked him up, and he turned out to be a bum.
It was,
Nick Kwiatkowski turned out to be a bum.
yeah.
So that's I don't be trying not to get too excited over free agency. Like I said, a lot of times these guys are free agents for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, job's not finished, man. Spytech, I think now that this is his show, he's gonna have an opportunity to really mold this team like he wants to. And I like the free agency, especially Tyler Linderbaum. I think that was a great acquisition. Can't go wrong with interior offensive lineman. I like Kobe Dean and Quay Walker, but we got to see the draft and we got to see how these dudes produce.
All right. Okay. So someone was like saying 2016 was pretty good. That's when they signed Kelechi Osemele. That was
Reggie
a huge,
Nelson too, right?
Reggie Nelson, who had 8 picks that year.
Osemele went to the Pro Bowl.
He went to the Pro Bowl that year too as well.
Reggie Nelson went to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and he had 8 picks. I think he had 8 picks, right?
Yeah, I think crazy year.
he had a few. He had a few picks because
he was getting cooked, but he would pick stuff off.
Yeah. He would get burnt, but it was just like he was creating turnovers. He was one of the reasons why the Raiders. And then Bruce Irvin had like 7 sacks and like 6 forced fumbles.
Yeah, and we had Sean Smith. I think we had Sean Smith that year too, right?
Sean Smith.
Was that when did we get David Amerson? Was that the year before?
Probably a year before.
Man, I think David Amerson had that cold year, man.
Well, he had like hella. He didn't have hella interceptions, but he had hella pass defense. I remember.
And he was just cooking.
Yeah.
He was cooking that year, and then he fell off a cliff.
But then the draft was kind of nasty though.
Yeah, that's the Carl Joseph draft, right?
Yeah.
That was disgusting. I hated that pick. Was that PJ Hall? Did we take PJ Hall in the second round? Was that PJ Hall year?
Shalik Calhoun.
Oh, Shalik Calhoun out of Michigan State. That was the second round. Now he was the third rounder, right?
Let me double check this because.
Yeah, I think Shalik Calhoun was his third rounder. I thought he was third rounder. I remember out of Michigan State.
Connor Cook. They're saying Connor Cook was in the third.
Connor Cook was in the third. Okay. Then I don't remember Shalik being in the second though. I thought he was the third. I could be wrong though. For sure, Connor Cook was in the third because I remember Dallas wanted him, and we got him before Dallas can get him.
Let me check this here. Let me double check this.
Let me check my Palm Pilot. Carl
26.
Joseph. Oh no, who's old boy? Our boy out of that dude. That's what's his name?
Oh
The dude
yeah.
that small school in New York.
Yeah,
The school in New York. What's my dude's name?
He's still playing in the NFL. Jihad
Still
Ward.
played in.
Jihad
There you
Ward.
go, Jihad Ward. Jihad Ward. Yeah.
Jihad Ward.
Yeah. Because the year before, didn't we took Mario Edwards Jr. in the third, right?
Okay, so this is the 2016 draft class. Carl Joseph #1, Jihad Ward in round 2, round 3 Shalik Calhoun, round 4 Connor Cook,
disgusting.
round 5 DeAndre Washington, round 6 Corey James, and round 7 Vidal Alexander.
Disgusting. Oh, but you know what? I like Vidal out of LSU. I thought he was gonna be smooth. He turned out to be trash, but I thought he was gonna be smooth. I like that pick because I think he was like
DeAndre Washington had a 100-yard game for the Raiders.
Yeah, I didn't hate the DeAndre Washington because he played at Texas Tech with Pat.
Connor Cook was disgusting.
Connor Cook was disgusting.
It was like, damn.
He's out of Michigan State too, right? We took him and Shalik Calhoun. Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, Jihad Ward. Jihad Ward was surprised. He's had the longest career out of everybody here.
All of those dudes, yeah. Carl Joseph was. I knew Carl Joseph was gonna be a bum though. He was a short corner that couldn't cover, and he was hurt all the time. I'm like, bro, this why we drafting this hurt dude? It's like, dude, we just drafted DJ Hayden, bro.
We did.
R.I.P. DJ Hayden, but we just did this with DJ Hayden. We're gonna come around and do a small safety.
Yeah.
That just got hurt and played in the in West Virginia.
Yeah. And that's the thing with McKenzie. Like, he would take risk on hurt players. He would take risk on hurt players, and he kind of like wanted to get like high character guys.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have high character guys, but they gotta have talent too.
Exactly.
If they have no talent, then it's just like, damn.
That's why people love Mendoza so much. That's why Mendoza is so loved, because he's a high character and he has talent.
Yeah. I thought you said no talent. I was about to say.
No. He's talented. He's definitely talented. For sure.
Hey, man, Jared Cook, free agent cooked.
Jared Cook. Yeah, I don't remember what year we picked him up though. But yeah, that was a good pickup. Was that the same year as Crabtree? I think that was your book.
That was 2017. I think that was 2017.
Jared Cook?
Yeah. The disappointing 2017 season. That was Jared Cook's first year. He wasn't there in 2016. 2016 was the other tight end.
We had Clive Walford.
Yeah, Walford. I thought he was gonna be good, but he was never the same after that
accident.
Yeah, the accident. He was never the same.
Yeah,
he never was
Clive Walford out of Miami.
Yep. Yeah, so let me see here.
So we had Clive Walford and Michael Rivera then, right? Was that the same draft class, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nah, TK, true. He's the only one that had any longevity. You know what I mean? I think that's key. Like, you got to give GM time.
Yeah, facts.
Doesn't mean that they gotta be a GM forever. Just like, you got to give them at least time to at least give them a chance to show. Like, hey, look, and that's the thing too. So I'm hoping Spytek is if the Raiders could have their own version of like Harry Roseman. It's not going to be guaranteed a Super Bowl, but every Sunday is going to be guaranteed like
gives you a shot,
and it'll make it's a better product on the football field.
Yeah,
because if we're saying you're one of the best GMs, that means you're putting a talented roster out there, one of the most talented rosters out there on Sundays.
Nice.
Yeah, man, we ain't gonna talk about Gruden, man. That was. See, a lot of people talk about Gruden. But man, I think it might have been a blessing in disguise. People forget, man. Gruden, I was looking at Gruden kind of sideways, like especially when it came to like short yardage situations, the red zone. Like, he'll be good the first how many plays, or his play designs, but then play calling in certain situations.
He's always too conservative.
Yeah, and maybe that's a product of having Derek Carr. Yeah, because Derek Carr is not like a guy that like will create too much. Like, he won't like save you if you didn't have a good play call. Like you got to have like perfect play call with Derek Carr. Because if it's all bad, then it's like, man, Derek Carr is not gonna be able to improvise. Yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Seth Roberts, come on, D-Mugs. He wasn't a bad player. He was hella frustrating though.
Yeah, he was inconsistent, but hey,
Hella drops.
Seth Roberts always got that Tampa Bay game for us.
Yeah, no, facts.
Always got that Tampa Bay game for us.
Facts. Reggie McKenzie drafts are overrated by Raider Nation. I mean, he's. I'm not saying he's perfect. He's had his missed for sure.
I mean,
But
they're overrated because all the other ones have been so bad. Like when everyone else is so bad, it's like you're kind of the best by comparison.
My guy,
My guy, ready to smoke.
Salute, man. Appreciate the super chat. His call sheets at play were basic. You talking about Gruden? Nah, Gruden is like offensive genius. I'm not taking that. I just didn't like. I almost wanted to like. I like him better as a head coach than I like him as a play caller. Because he has the command. He has the head coach.
Yeah.
Like he has it all down. It's just as a play call, like, man, I wish he would have groomed a young guy and let him kind of like, call plays or something like that. I don't know, man. But Gruden would have never. Gruden's ego would have
never do that.
Hell no.
But know what I think though? I think he was conservative because he was head coach. I think if Gruden was an OC, I think Gruden would be way more aggressive. I think he'd be way more aggressive.
Yeah, because you know what it is too. Because when you're a head coach, you already have so many. That's why it's kind of impressive though. Like some of these offensive, like the Kyle Shanahan's, the Sean McVay, the fact that they're able to like call plays and still run a team and still be effective and like, man, that's crazy. And that's where we're hoping that Kubiak is for the Raiders. But as an OC, I mean, that's where he made his bread and butter. Because he's going to be able to focus on one thing. Like he's just going to focus. He's not going to be focusing on running a team. But I don't think Gruden wants to take an OC job.
Oh no, never. He'll never do that.
Yeah.
He'll never do that. But I'm saying like if he was an OC, I don't think he was like conservative by nature. I just think he was conservative because of his role as a head coach.
Nah. Hey, you know what's funny? That was, to be honest with you, if you want to blame anybody for DC not running, it was Del Rio.
Yeah.
Del Rio was telling them like not to run. Yeah. And I think Josh McDaniels. If anything, I think Gruden wanted him to run.
Yeah, Gruden gave him more freedom in that aspect.
Yeah.
Josh, when people say Josh, that's what was said. Josh told him like not to run.
But man, look, this is how you know that like Carr had the athletic ability to run, but he was so unnatural that when he did athletic things, it didn't even look right. Like, and then what I'm talking about is, remember when he had that first down against the Chargers, where it was a great play by him, but like the way he did it, it was just like,
super goofy.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Where he flipped.
No,
it was like a flip for a first down.
I thought that was the Saints. That was the one he was out of bounds.
No, it was against the Chargers. Was it against the Chargers?
I thought it was against the Saints where he like went out of bounds and flipped. I thought that was the Saints.
Yeah, that was against Saints. That was cool. That wasn't like bad. That wasn't like awkward. But I'm talking about like, it was one of those where he literally jumped from. It was kind of from far away too. I'm like, damn. Like hold on. Let me.
I don't remember that.
I want to play this now. I got to find Derek Carr.
I remember that.
Carr. I think it was. I think it's against the. It was against the Chargers in 2020.
2020.
That was a game where he rolled out and threw a bomb to Hunter Renfrow, too. He had a few highlights that game. I was like,
I don't remember.
Jumps for first down. I'm not tripping right now. Look, No. I'm not talking about the Saints. Where he dives for a first down and he kind of like does a little roll after. You know, I'm not talking about that. That was like not his rookie year. That was 2016, I think. That was the first game of the season. Jumps for a first down. I think it was the Chargers, right? Am I tripping? Yeah. Demos got it right. Yeah, I remember he got hit midair against the Chargers. I think it was in LA. Yep.
Okay. Oh, in LA. Okay, so it was fairly recent.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Okay. I don't remember that one.
Hold on. Oh yeah, Derek Carr crazy flip. Oh no, this is the one.
That's the Saints one, right?
That's the Saints.
That's the Saints.
Hold on.
That's the only one I remember.
Fearlessly for a first down. Yeah. Hold on. All right. Hold on. How do I say? Man, I gotta find a way to show this here. We're gonna bring up. We're gonna bring up. We gotta play some videos on here.
No, facts. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Hold on. Let me see if I could send this to you.
Hella goofy.
Hold on. Let me send it on Twitter. Maybe easier.
Let's see.
Cause he jumped from hella far. Like, oh damn! Like that was kind of
smooth. Let me see. Let me.
You know what I'm talking about? It was hella awkward. I was
my god.
You know. But if you look at where he jumped from, I'm like, oh, okay, that was a little bit. Yeah, unorthodox athlete. Yeah. No, I agree. Might as well trade for Marcus Mariota if you draft Mendoza. Man, so Joe Flacco got signed. That was my guy. That was my target for a backup quarterback just because it was just perfect. Like the experience, it just makes too much sense for him to be the backup quarterback with Mendoza coming into town. But he actually ended up getting signed by the Bengals. So now, do the Raiders get Kirk Cousins in the building?
Yep.
Does Kirk want to come to the Raiders? I'm sure he probably wants the opportunity to start.
He might have that. But then I don't know. But does he want to be a mentor? Does he want to what happens if he doesn't win the job? Let's say, does he want to get cut and go go somewhere else? Yeah, that's the one danger.
TK, man, that's the. I don't know, man. I don't know. The refs robbed us of that first down run DC had against the Jags. That game was over. Yeah, not facts. Mendoza will win a playoff game before Herbert. Oh man, that would be that would be beautiful. 2 Chainz Kirk. Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, it's probably Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, we're probably gonna sign Kirk Cousins. It makes sense. It makes sense from a veteran standpoint, getting a veteran in the building. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if he wants it. He wants to do it. And how much money does he want?
I think he has the same situation with Russell Wilson, where it's like offset language in his contract, so he can take the minimum and still get paid the same amount.
And that's perfect. Take the vet minimum. Cousins kick rocks, man. 99, it was the last time Raiders had a real QB under Rich Gannon. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, he did win MVP. They did go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They won some games. Yeah. They actually were consistently winning every season, or at least above 500.
Yeah.
With Rich Gannon for at least a 3-4 year stretch. But hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Great show, great conversation. And it will continue later this week around the Shield. Definitely check us out. Hopefully we'll have a guest come through. And we'll try to see if we'll do a little 2-round mock draft. And we'll do this week. We'll just start off since it's gonna be all right, okay, we know Mendoza will be number 1. So we'll do Mendoza, and then who the Raiders probably target in the second round, and then a scenario where they trade down, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. So 2 different scenarios. We'll look at that. But Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, everywhere. The Severe Raider, man. Tap in with your boy. Tuesdays and Thursdays with my guy, Pharaoh NFL, the 50-50 show, and Around the Shield. Sundays and Wednesdays with my guys, Christian Protected Shield and 805 Raider in the Raider War Room. And then Mondays, I'm freelancing, doing something a little bit different, man. So make sure y'all tap in. I think I'm like 40-something away from 2,000, man. So, you know, I know some of y'all watching. If y'all haven't subbed yet and you're watching, make sure y'all sub. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Head over to my dog Pharaoh's channel. Make sure you do the same thing over there. Show some support, man. And, you know, get at me in the comment section. I'm probably trying to catch up on the comments sometime this week, man. So I've been slacking. But, yeah, get at me in the comment section, man. You know, I love chopping it up with y'all.
Yeah, man. Hey, definitely head over to Severe's channel and subscribe. My guy's right around the corner from 2K. Big number. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to my guy, Severe. We'll be back later this week, obviously around the Shield. And then obviously next week, 50-50 show. Oh, yeah, the lines will be open, too. The lines will be open this Thursday. So if y'all want to call in, Thursdays, you know, is the call-in show. So definitely come through on Thursday. And if you guys have any questions or you guys want to talk about the offseason, you want to talk about the conversation that we're having, definitely call in this Thursday around the Shield, and hopefully we'll have a guest too as well. So we'll have hopefully we'll have some things to talk about. Any last thoughts before we head up out of here, Severe?
Nah, man, you know, just still hurt about number 14, man. Every time we do a mock draft, every time I see the Ravens pick at 14, bro, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad.
So Tyrod, I think he signed. Mariota signed. Teddy Bridgewater signed.
Yeah, I think all those guys are signed except
Russell Wilson.
Except Russ and Kirk.
I don't know if Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I think no matter what, because where else is Kirk gonna go at this point? I don't think he's gonna go anywhere else and get a starting job. Like the only place he can see
Cardinals.
Think the Cardinals. I mean, I think they like Brissett. You know, I think they're kind of interested for Brissett.
Jets.
Geno.
Oh yeah, they got Geno.
And maybe Pittsburgh if A-Rod don't go back, that would maybe be like the only place where he has like an open lane.
Yeah.
Minnesota picked up Kyler, so yeah, it'd be like he can compete against Brissett with the Cardinals. Pittsburgh, that lane is still open. The Jets, if you think you compete with Geno, I think they're just gonna roll with Geno. They traded some stuff for him.
Yeah.
Got the Raiders to pay some of his money, so I think it's us, man.
Yeah, just Russell Wilson. Just Russell Wilson. I think Bridgewater signed. I think he might have went. Yeah, I think he might have went to Detroit. Did he go back to Detroit or one of the teams? I don't know if it. Let me see. Did Teddy Bridgewater? I gotta make sure. Bridge.
He's with the Bucks.
So he's with the Bucks.
Buccaneers. Teddy Bridgewater with the Buccaneers.
Tyrod Taylor. Taylor.
Maybe he's out there.
He is. It says current teams. All right, let me.
I think he's a free agent.
He might be a free agent.
Tyrod's a free agent.
He's free agent.
He's a free agent.
Okay, so he was with the Jets, but
he's with the Jets last year, yeah.
But then it says Giants.
I don't think he signed there yet. Maybe they're speculating he's going to sign him because of his history in Baltimore, I think. And now that's Tyler Huntley. That's not Tyrod.
No, he's a free agent. He's a free agent. Would you trade for Spencer Rattler?
Conditional 6th. Yeah.
7th,
even better.
Man, even better. But we up out of here, man. We'll be back next week. We'll be back later this week. Later this week around the Shield call-in show. Don't forget, and we'll continue this conversation, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out on the way out. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, peace.